How do genius football chants like this
"You're nothing special, we lose every week"
start? So many people have asked me how thousands of drunk and possibly illiterate football fans have the coordination, timing and wit of an army of Stephen Fries. This is why I've done a 6-step idiot's guide to starting a chant that even fans of the MLS would understand. I'm only joking. There are no fans of the MLS. Let's get cracking. The reason why so many chants are easy to pick up is because there are a few template tunes to copy and paste your burns, insults and self-deprecation into. As pointed out in this comment on the first video on chants I made, it's weird that football fans love nursery rhymes and hymns. They're not wrong, but don't forget the operatic bangers. Some classic backing tracks you have to choose from are
We want our ball back, we want our ball back.
Knees up, Mother Brown, knees up, Mother Brown.
And then there's the timeless, legendary pop songs that have been borrowed to spit abuse at the enemy.
Why don't you let me go home? Yeah, yeah. Well,
That ball's a shithole, I wanna go home.
Once you've got these down and you've practiced your guttural vocal range from the pit of your stomach, it's time to move on to step 2. What good is a song without a subject worth taking the piss out of? Even if it's yourself. There are a few things you could sing about. The opposition. Where they live.
Your ground's too big for you, your ground's too big for you.
How bad you are.
It's only 4-0, it's only 4-0. How shit must you be? It's only 4-0.
Or a massive inflatable penis.
We want our dick back! We want our dick back!
With a catchy tune and a roastable subject, your chant's a lot easier for people to pick up and run with. So you've got a song, but how do you get the whole stadium to sing it with you? We need the help of step 3. Yes, chants became viral before it was cool. But to get popular, chants use the same methods as the reason why there are Magic Mike adverts all over your mum's computer. If a chant is popular, it spreads more than your sister's legs at the ad I just mentioned. The internet now makes that much easier to do. Let's take a look at the iconic chant, Insert Player X is on fire, sung to the tune of Freed from Desire. It all started from one bloke singing to himself here on YouTube.
Will Griggs on fire, your defence is terrified. Will Griggs on fire, everybody!
Will Grigg was a striker, but he was no Erling Haaland. He was much more humble. But in contrast to the billionaire-backed Man City, he was playing for League One side Wigan, and their fans very much adopted the song as their own. Will Grigg is Northern Irish, and not long after, in 2016, the chant took off when Northern Ireland qualified for its first ever Euros, 30 years after last being in a major tournament. For context to how long ago that is, that's when Chernobyl gave its population their own Marvel origin stories. Back to 2016, the Northern Irish fans made the most of their trip to France, and they had the perfect song to serenade their star striker. And it paid off. Grigg's stats for the tournament were 0 goals, 0 assists, and 0 minutes played. That's right, the bloke didn't even kick a ball, but his chant was a huge success and got adopted by teams all over the UK and beyond. Now it's part of the football chant canon. So that's how you get your song popular, but how do you actually start one in the ground? You're going to need the help of step 4 for that. The tune and the target are your kindling. The popularity of the song is going to be your lighter fluid that your wife said you shouldn't be using on the barbecue. But you're going to need some proper long-lasting fuel to get this chant going and to keep it going while you ignore the nil or draw that's playing out in front of you. Case in point, Pete Boyle. You might not know the name, but if you're a Man United fan, my condolences, you will be aware of this guy's back catalogue. Up until a few years ago, if you wandered into the Bishop Blaise pub before a United game, you'd likely find Boyle standing on a table, pint in hand, serenading a choir of half-cut Reds like some sort of middle-aged Manc orchestra conductor. Boyle's legacy is undeniable. Many of United's most beloved chants were either written by him or at least given a not-so-subtle nudge towards the fans. Eric the King, anyone? That was one of his, a rework of a Dennis Law chant from the 60s, first sung in 1993 and still echoing through Old Trafford today, helped obviously by fans leaving early. And all this despite the fact that Cantona retired when Tamagotchis were still drowning in their own shit. Boyle takes credit for plenty more too. His greatest hits include Gary Neville is a Red, brackets, he hates Scousers, and even a John O'Shea chant to the tune of The Animals Went in 2 by 2 because, well, why not? This is how chants are born, in pubs, on rattling away day trains, in packed stands, or outside grounds. Basically anywhere where fans gather and the creative juices are flowing as much as the lukewarm lager. Boyle might have retired and stepped off the table now, but the songs and the legend live on. But this is so 20th century. How else in the days of VAR and robots taking over can you make a chant spread quicker than Brendan Rodgers' girlfriend? Earlier I mentioned how the internet started a trend. It can also launch a club anthem. A few years ago, Jamie Webster was just your average Scouse electrician who moonlighted as a pub singer to fund his lifelong hobby, following Liverpool across Europe and losing his singing voice in various stadiums. He'd show up at what were called Boss Night gigs, based on a Reds fanzine called Boss, belting out terrace anthems to a room full of fans who were as passionate about the game as they were on 2-for-1 offers on WKD. Then came February 2018, 7 years after the original Boss Night. Liverpool were playing Porto when Webster overheard some fans singing Allez, 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 a song with a weird backstory. It started life as an 80s Italian disco hit. L'estate sta finendo, excuse the pronunciation, or the summer is ending, which ironically, so was Porto's Champions League run. The tune had been knocking about various Italian clubs as well as Porto. But Webster, with a bit of peer pressure from his mates, gave it a go at a Boss Night show. Someone stuck it on YouTube and eventually it went everywhere. Only a week later, Liverpool lost to Manchester United in the days when that happened, and their fans, locked in the stadium post-match for their own safety, or United's, kept the song going non-stop. By the end of the season, it was their Champions League battle cry. The year after, they won the whole thing. The year after that, ended a 30-year title drought. Coincidence? Jamie definitely doesn't think so. These days, chants are just like transfer rumours, in how true they are, but also how they spread, and all thanks to social media. Webster reckons it's keeping the culture alive for young fans who can't get tickets because a single Anfield seat now costs about the same as a used car. He's gone down as saying, at least they can watch me on YouTube and feel part of it. A Scoused Pied Piper, leading the next generation, just with more hangovers and fewer rats. Well, unless you ask a Man United fan.
Not being West, not being Scouse, it's in Rust.
With everything now in place, step 6 might be the hardest, but it is the most important. Do you have the confidence to stand in the middle of thousands of your peers and belt out a chant? It helps if you have a group of mates stood around you that will back you up.
I'm a big fat bastard, and I love my fucking food.
It also helps if you're not sat in with the retired season ticket holders. It's best to be in that bit of the ground that probably has the worst view but the best fans. The cheap seats. Well, cheaper seats. If it's an already popular chant, or one that makes people laugh, or one that's off the cuff and works at the time, then it might catch on. For inspiration, these are the best, funniest, and just most disgraceful chants football has to offer. And remember, I made this video because of comments from people like you. So what weird or funny part of football would you like me to make a video on next? Until then, happy chanting.